So we've talked about some nutritional tips, some tips for staying active, but Monique, how has living with diabetes affected your mental and emotional well-being? How do you deal with some of these challenges, and do you have a few tips that have helped you along your journey?
Yeah, there's definitely been good days or weeks or years and bad days and weeks and years over the time. Nursing school was particularly hard because you hear about all the complications and all the problems, so it's really hard to sit there with that illness and hear about everything that can go wrong. So that was a real low point for a while there. But yeah, I would say I've fell victim to or made bad choices in how I've handled my stress. And lived and learned, and now I find things like exercise.
Okay, so the next circuit, we're gonna work a little bit more on balancing movements. So you might remember from the warm-up, we did a split squat. This time, we're gonna add weights. So you can start in this low position, or you can start up high if you don't wanna come down all the way to the block. So decide for yourself. We're gonna add a goblet hold. So just like in our squat, we're gonna hold that dumbbell close to our chest, draw those shoulders back, and we're gonna come up and down. So that we're gonna do for 45 seconds here, and then we're gonna take the balance into that front foot. So I'm gonna come up, block can come to the side, and we did single leg deadlift in the warm-up. Here we're gonna do the same thing, hinging the hip back and pulling up with that glute. So I have the dumbbell in my opposite hand, so I'm just adding a little bit of weight to that. If you find you want more challenge, you can try to bring the balance into it by spending a little bit more time standing on one leg.
It really does make a difference, even if it's not much, just going outside, even if it's snowy, just sometimes being outside, even if you're just standing outside all bundled up, but just fresh air makes a big difference. A big one now with all the technology is shutting down your phone or your technology before bed so you're not keeping yourself awake and your mind going, because you've already got all those stressors, you've already got your mind racing. Finding other ways, maybe do some stretching before bed instead to keep you occupied.
And your exhale, rise up. Shift your hips to one side and come to sit down on your mat and stretch your legs out long. If you have tight hamstrings, there's always the option to have the knees bent. Sit up tall and start to hinge forward from the hips. Maybe walk the heels forward. And then once you've found your edge, gentle sensation in the hamstrings, release your shoulders, release your neck, let your head go, and let your back round. Forward folds are an opportunity to turn inwards. Focusing on calming the body. Let the inhale wash through the body, and the exhale ground the body. Take an inhale here, and on your exhale, walk your hands back up your legs. Take a moment, sitting upright, to notice how your body feels.
Find the time to be you and not your illness, right? Like, don't spend so much time trying to manage your disease and trying to manage your medications and other people's lives and whatever, and carve out some time. I think that was when I really broke down after COVID really caused a lot of mental health stuff for everybody, and kind of after that I really made an effort to say, no, I'm important in my life too, and carve out the time for you. I think we just get too lost in all the other noise and we forget that, hey, I'm still a person under all this, and hey, I actually like reading, and oh, I actually like just going for a walk or being alone, or paint by numbers was my latest obsession. But whatever that is for you, make sure you make the time for that. I know that's always easier said than done, but make sure you incorporate yourself in your day-to-day, and don't just get all consumed by your chronic illness and all the have-tos. Like, fit in some want-tos as well.
Bring your hands together, interlace. Try doing it the wonky way. Press your palms away and reach your arms up, sitting up tall, drawing in through your center, and exhale over to the right. Press your palms away. Keep rooting through your sitting bones. Look up underneath your arm. And then exhale, release your right hand to the ground and stretch through your left fingertips. Looking up, opening through your chest. Pressing with the right hand to open up through the left side body. Inflating through the lungs. Opening up all those little muscles between the ribs. One more inhale, look up. And exhale, back to center.